Hi, welcome to the channel. Today we are going to discuss Saturn's ingress and transit in Aquarius. It's ingressing Aquarius on 29th of April 2022 and it will remain in Aquarius till 12th of July 2022. It will turn retrograde on 5th of June. We'll discuss Saturn's transit and Aquarius for all the moon signs. Now, let's begin with the Aries moon sign. Saturn is in the 11th house from Aries, so it's generally very beneficial transit and it gives so much that improvement and confidence will be there, accumulation of wealth, fructification of desires, high status in profession, and promotion can also be there. And this period of transit is very much beneficial to the native. He gets profit from all the ventures and benefits from property, wife, and all the financial gains from the relatives and friends, and even the native can get a child. But only obstruction will come when the Leo has some planets in it, like Moon will be there in Leo from 10th and 11th May, and then it will be the turn of Moon again it, in June 6th, 7th, and 8th June. Half of the 8th June Moon will be there, and 4th and 5th July also will be there for Moon to be there. So overall, very good transit, but little bit. Now we'll see for Taurus moon sign, Saturn's ingress and transit in Aquarius. It's a 10th house for Taurus moon sign. It is not auspicious transit for this thing because the native will go for fruitless activities and he'll lead difficult life, oppositions of friends and relatives, and here they might get the notion that somebody is doing black magic on them, and it always hinders people for religious activities, and the native will always be dilly-dallying for doing certain things, and very difficult to take decisions in this thing in this transit of Saturn, and mental anguish will be there where native will feel like that he's pressed from all the sides and he's under stress. Reputation can also go away. Change of employment or profession might be there, which might not be that good as the native had been expecting. But now a little bit relief is there when Moon will be transiting in Aquarius on 23rd and 24th May, and afterwards Moon will be coming here on 19th and 20th June. So these 4 days will be better because all the bad effects of Saturn will be mitigated at this point of time. For Gemini moon sign, Saturn will be transiting the ninth house. It is again inauspicious that Saturn should travel in your ninth house. So it is also known as Navam Shani. Ashtam Shani is bad, Navam Shani is also bad. So there will be tension due to brothers and sisters and friends. Father's health will be affected as ninth house is father's home, and moreover, studying higher studies can also be affected, and religious duties won't be performed. The native will be sorrowful, and enemies will defeat them, and fruitless journeys unnecessary wanderings will take place whenever Saturn is traveling in the ninth house, and so many tensions, and because of poverty also there's a leak in the money chest, so money will be dwindling as Saturn is transiting in the ninth house. Only a spite comes when any planet comes in the 12th house from Saturn or 8th house from the moon sign. That is, moon will be coming on 21st and 22nd May, and in June 17th and 18th June, moon will be traveling here, so a little bit respite during these days will be there. For Cancer moon signs, this is Ashtam Shani, Kantak Shani, which is very bad, or Dhaya it is called, which is considered to be very bad because it gives unnecessary tensions, finances will go bad, person won't earn as he was earning before, and litigation, disputes, illness of children, intense miseries too. And if Margesha Dasha is also operating at the time of this, then death like situation, danger to life, obstructions in all endeavors is indicated whenever Saturn is transiting the eighth house from the moon, and it shows death to the wife also because eighth house is second from the seventh, so marka house for the spouse, and the native will face heavy criticism during this period. Separation from the loved ones can also be there, and speculation is going to turn really bad if a person indulges in speculation when Saturn is transiting 8th house. He'll suffer losses. So overall, very bad effect. Only respite will come when any planet is there in the Capricorn, 7th house from the moon sign and 12th from the Saturn. Moon will be there on 21st and 22nd May and 17th and 18th of June. So these are respite period. A person can do good things, donate something. Saturn's transit in 8th house from moon is always good for donating things and doing religious things so that certain bad effects of Saturn can be diminished. For Leo moon sign, Saturn will be transiting in the 7th house, and it is called Saptam Shani, and it is again inauspicious for the Saturn to transit 7th house from them. And as it is directly affecting the wife's house or spouse's house and partnership house, both these things will be bad. Wife may remain ill during this time, or they might separate also, as fourth house is aspected by Saturn by its 10th aspect, and ninth house is aspected by Saturn by its third aspect. So both mother and father will have troubles, health problems will be there, and the native will face difficulties from authorities, government, and his superiors. Health of the native will also be affected as it's aspecting fourth house, fifth sign, and chest problem, lung problem, or heart problem will be there. And seventh house is afflicted, so venereal diseases, sex related diseases might be there. And He might have to leave home also, because fourth house is terribly disturbed at this time. Only respite comes when some planet comes in Capricorn, sixth house of the native. So moon will be coming in Capricorn on 21st and 22nd May, and then again in 17th June and 18th June. That period will have some respite, some diminished effect of Saturn's bad transit might be there. For Virgo moon signs, Saturn will be transiting the sixth house of theirs, and this is a very good transit for Virgo moon sign. And sixth house, Saturn gives financial status and good health and bed players, gain of property, and help from government agencies and dignitaries. May build a new house too, because it's a time for him to build a new house. And since status will be improved, financial situation will be improved, health would be much better, and he defeat enemies, win in litigation, and professionally there'll be lot of appreciation and lot of money gained from the profession too, and he'll get recognition, but it is due to him, and promotion in job can't be ruled out, and acquisition of good vehicles will also be there now. But there is always a dark lining. People say about silver lining, but there is a dark lining when Saturn is traveling in sixth house. Ninth house has to be empty throughout, otherwise Vipreet Veda will diminish the effects of Saturn in sixth house. Here Virgo moon sign people are not that lucky, because throughout the transit of Saturn in sixth house, ninth house is always full. First moon will come in second, third, fourth May in Taurus, and then it is Mercury will be there from the beginning till 3rd of July, and Saturn will be moving out of Aquarius on 12th of July. And then it's a turn of Sun. It will remain there from 15th of May to 15th of June. Respite is never there, and Venus from 19th of June till Saturn is there. So even if Saturn is promising all the good things in the life, during this transit they won't materialize, because Vipreet Veda from Taurus is there. They might feel little bit elevation in their status, but otherwise, but they are expecting too much, but they won't get what they are expecting. So not so bad, but not so very good also for Virgo moon sign people. For Libran moon sign, Saturn will be transiting in the fifth house of their, and it is inauspicious. Same way it's called Pancham Shani, and mostly kids will be affected, because Saturn is transiting the fifth house. Education may be affected when the native is studying, and seventh house, 11th house, and second house is getting afflicted with the Saturn's transit here, and Saturn will be aspecting 7th house, 11th house, and second house. So accumulation of wealth, some problems with the elders of the family, and here it gives worst results regarding speech. The native may turn argumentative and greedy, and he will antagonize everybody by doing some stupid things. Loss in litigation is also indicated because 11th house is aspected, so fructification of desires won't be there. And here, if the Kundali also promises, then the loss of a limb is also indicated, and speculation will be very bad. If the person is addicted to gambling, he may go bankrupt too. Of course, religious deeds will also be affected, and the person can turn away from the good deeds of their life, and he'll be declining in business or job, might have to resign from the job, some suspension from the job might take place. But whenever some planet comes in Capricorn, the fourth house from the natal moon, then some respite is there. But moon is only transiting this house during this transit, and moon will be there in fourth house from 21st and 22nd May, and then again 17th to 18th June. Some relief will be there during this transit, otherwise it is considered very bad transit for Saturn. For Scorpio moon sign, Saturn will be transiting in the fourth house. It is called Ardh Ashtam, Ardh Kantak, or Dhaya. So, when Saturn is transiting in the fourth house and it aspects 10th house, 6th house, and the Lagna. So, Peter will be tense, he will have so much unnecessary tensions, and here frequent transfers will be there if he's in a job, or if he's studying at this point of time. Some problems might come in the attendance of the school or college. Disagreement with the wife will be there if the native is married, and he might become sinful or crooked, and he may lose all the comforts because fourth house is the house of comforts, and status will also be mitigated because 10th house is for the status. Wasteful expenditures will be there. Scarcity of money will be there because of wasteful expenditures, and opposition of friends and relatives will be there, and separation from friends and relatives rather. And since 10th house and fifth sign is getting afflicted at this time, so knee problems, heart problems, joint pains, and other windy diseases can't be ruled out. So overall, it's a very bad transit for the Scorpio moon sign. Only despite comes when moon transiting Capricorn. It is taking place in May 21st and 22nd May, and 17th and 18th June some respite is there. And for Dhaya people, it is always advisable to do some donations so that Saturn may turn good for them. Saturn in third house from natal Sagittarius moon sign. It's a very auspicious transit for Sagittarians, third house from the natal moon. And it will give mental happiness to the native, and income grows more and more. Better employment is also indicated whenever Saturn travels in the third house from the natal moon. and he'll be energetic, active, full of valor and mental happiness, and he'll be successful in all his endeavors. He'll get good food, good vehicles, own house, and litigation will be successful for him. And all the 2.5 years, except certain times when some planet is traveling in Scorpio, it will be all good period otherwise. But Vipreet Veda comes from the Scorpio, 12th house from the natal moon. Whenever some planet will be there in Scorpio, there will be some diminishing of the results. And here, otherwise, Saturn is awesome in third house. Income grows faster. Status will be maintained. Rather, rise in status may also be indicated. Only fly in the milk is when Moon comes in Scorpio on 17th and 18th May. Then the turn of moon again on 13th to 14th June, and then again moon 10th and 11th July. Only 6 days out of almost 2.5 months are bad. Otherwise, it's going to be rocking period for Sagittarian signs. This transit of Saturn will benefit them the best. For Capricorn moon sign, Saturn's travel in the second house is part of Sadesati. It's the third part of Sadesati, third dhaya of Sadesati. It is considered very inauspicious, even if moon is in the Saturn sign and Saturn is traveling in its own sign, but still, because second house is getting afflicted, 8th house and 4th house and 11th house, so all the money problems will be there, and loss of money, goals with relatives, because second house is your kutumbastan. Physical weakness will be there, ill health according to the 8th house, and elders will oppose you in every endeavor. Society will oppose you in every endeavor. And at this point of time, he'll be so frustrated, the native, that he might go for illegal methods of earning. And children may also be get affected, and fructification of desires will be gone, and he'll be deceived by some cheating people or notorious people, and illness of wife will be there because 8th house is getting afflicted, and the person might turn sinful in his ideas and thoughts, and servants problem will be there, which is a big problem because the person has to work with his hands if the servants go away, and his domestic peace will also be violated, and only respite for little bit time is there for, because whenever something comes in Aquarius, this is Mars till 17th of May will be there, and then Moon 25th and 26th May, and then again some respite when Moon will be there 19th and 20th June. These certain times the bad effects of Saturn will be diminished. Otherwise, it's inauspicious transit for Capricorn's moon sign. Saturn transiting the first house for Aquarian moon sign. So this is the main Saraswati going on, and it is always bad. So separation from family, wife, and problem with the younger brothers, failure in every endeavor, indecisiveness might be there, and danger to life too may be there, and financial conditions are weak because Saturn on top of Moon, liquid cash will always be going bad in this situation, and he'll move around aimlessly, humiliation will be there, and headaches and bilious diseases may take place, and windy diseases will also be there. some entanglement in some scandal will be there, where his status will also suffer, because Saturn is aspecting 10th house of status from here. 7th house of business partnership, and business partnership may break up. 3rd house of valor, so he'll feel lazy, he won't get the energy to do certain things. Only respite comes when something comes in Aquarius, some other planet. So Moon will be there in Aquarius from 19th and 20th June. Again, 25th to 26th May. Mars from the beginning of the transit till 17th of May will be there. So 29th April to 17th May, the bad effects of Saturn won't be there. And again, May 25th and 26th. Then 19th and 20th June will be some respite over there. For Pisces moon sign, this is the beginning of Sadisati. Saturn is in the 12th house from the natal. So it is a bad transit, as it is. Sadisati is always a dreaded, malefic and time. So inauspicious transit of Saturn will be there. He'll go away from his parents, and danger will be there. Accident, if Bandhan Yoga is present in the horoscope, then native might have to go to the jail also. And Saturn from here is aspecting second house, sixth house, and ninth house. Father's health may go bad, and domestic peace will be affected as aspecting second house. Accumulation of wealth may decrease because wasteful expenditures will be there, and moreover, elders will oppose you in every endeavor you take on. Unpleasant journeys will be there. Litigations, family quarrels, and litigations regarding ancestral properties will be there. And the native will suffer humiliation, and misfortunes will be faced by the native, and he'll be transferred to unwanted and not very good places. So Saturn transit in the 12th house from Moon is always bad. Only respite comes when certain planets come conjunct with Saturn in Aquarius. That is, again, Mars will be there from 29th April to 17th May. Moon will come again 19th to 20th June, and Moon will be there in May to 25 to 26 May. This is about the transit of Saturn in Aquarius for almost 2.5 months, where it will turn retrograde also. But if the natal horoscope has retrograde Saturn in there in any place, then the effect will be again diminished, bad effects, and good effects will be highlighted. So this is all about the transit of Saturn in Aquarius. If you like the video, please subscribe, share, and like the video. Thank you very much.